We are live. Hey, y'all. This is day 2 of me going live every single day. And honestly, I did not want to go live today, but it's only day 2. It's only day 2, so I can't give up that fast, you know? So you do what you gotta do. Hey, Ronnie. Are you gonna speak to the people? Say hello.
Hola.
How you gonna say hola? How you gonna say it here? Hey, Makita. Hey, Ronnie. I thought I saw. Didn't I see somebody else?
That was me.
No, I thought I saw Mabra or somebody. I thought I saw Mabra.
We could talk about.
Maybe it was Makita. Makita's picture kind of looked like Mabra's. Okay, so hey everybody. So I asked you guys to start dropping some questions and topics. So some people have already done so. So that's what we're going to be discussing. We're going to give y'all a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? If you got questions about dating and relationships, please post them. Let us know. So one of the questions. Okay, so Cabril says to please discuss being honest with others about what you want regarding dating and relationships. Please discuss being honest with others about what you want regarding dating and relationships. So, of course, this is very important. I think a lot of times, like when you're first starting out dating, people do have those conversations, but somewhere when those emotions and stuff start getting involved,
people start saying what they think the other person wants to hear.
I thought you were falling asleep. No. I'm like, what are you doing?
No, I thought you was waiting for me to sleep.
No.
Well, I just ran to our saw situation where something that was discussed and agreed upon in the beginning of a relationship, later on it got flipped, and now this person's having a dilemma with it.
Yeah.
Like this person, do you want me to tell the story or what?
Go ahead.
Okay, this person, she's an older woman. She has kids already, about to be a grandmother, and she was dating a younger guy, and he wants kids. Now, in the beginning of the relationship, they already agreed, no kids. I'm done with that. And now all of a sudden, hey, what's up, them babies? And so now it's a divide. Like you already signed a contract, now you want to backtrack.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
It is.
And like when because you set the tone in a relationship, you know, at the beginning, and then when somebody just kind of switch up stuff, it's like, well, that ain't what I wanted.
I think we agreed upon this.
Yeah,
it's not fair.
I think people just got to be completely honest. You know what I was trying to say before I thought Jay was falling asleep was, I think people have intentions to set intentions and expectations at the beginning of the relationship, but when emotions and stuff like that start to get involved, then it's like you know, you kind of let things go by the wayside instead of addressing those things. So even if it's something that, for example, like in my book The Boss That Breakthrough, okay, I talk about available on Amazon, and you can also buy it on my site, IamCrystalIris.com. But anyways, in my book, I use an example of people dating somebody who are smokers, right? So if I'm not a smoker, but Jay is a smoker, and I just love his personality, but I really don't like cigarette smoke, you got to make a decision and be okay with that decision. I don't care what he say. If he was to say that he's not going to smoke cigarettes anymore, he's going to quit, or he's been working on it, like you got to know what you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. And if cigarette smoking is a deal breaker for you, you got to be honest and like completely say that this is not what you want. And I'm laughing because my sister just said Jay does crack.
Crack is whack. And she said read her question anonymously.
I will, even though she posted it. So
oh, what the hell.
But yeah, y'all be honest in the beginning of relationships. Don't let stuff go by. If you don't like something, They do, but if you don't like something, like, you need to just come out and say what you want and what you don't want. This will really get me, especially because people end up in situationships all the time. Okay, because you start off dating and people don't want to address like that they're looking for a relationship while people just dating. But you got to know where this is about to go or what the intention is. Me and Jay got together because we were just completely honest. Me and Jay was basically like, what you want? You done being in the streets? Yeah, I'm done being in the streets. What you want? What you want? And that was it. It was like, okay, you done playing, I'm done playing. Let's just get it. Let's just do this.
And here's what the situation happens with a lot of people. So two people meet, and one person's ready to do it. Other person's like, damn, she's a dope person.
Right, but
I'm not ready, but I don't want to lose her. So I'm gonna teeter around and just try to like go through the motions.
Right.
And then they heart not all the way in.
And see, I don't like that. Either you gonna be all in or you not there. And it's a lot of times like when women, especially when they hear not yet, they just say, oh, I can change him, or he'll change his mind. I'm gonna put this thing on him. He gonna change his mind. And if he tells you that he is not ready, you need to bounce. Okay? You need to bounce. That's it. That's all.
A guy will let you know when he's ready. I don't care how good you are in bed, how good that monkey is. I don't care. If a guy's not ready, he's not ready. You will be a common law wife in a minute. But if a guy's not ready, he's not ready.
My uncle says, ask all the questions you need to know. Yep. And I say, don't ask like surface questions. Ask questions where you get to know their true personality and intentions. Like when me and Jay first started talking, we didn't ask like, what's your favorite color and what's your favorite food? Like those things came up, but it's not like that wasn't the meat of our conversation. Like we was asking some real questions. We would set a timer and be like, in 1 minute, write as many questions as you can. And they had to be like situation type conversation questions.
Ask if she can read or he can read. You figure if that's important or not in your life.
Don't ask them. Give them something to read. Like send them an article and say, hey, we're gonna talk about this later on today. Okay. Like you gotta do stuff like that. Yeah. Devontae say the only situation I have ever been in has been a ship. Shut up.
Describe yourself in a swatch of paint.
Gina said, ask questions like, what kitchen appliance would you be? So Gina being funny, but honestly, that's a really good thing because you get to see where their mind is at. So what was like we was playing around with my mom the other day, and my mama was like, I would say that I am a refrigerator because the minute they mess up, I would freeze their ass. Like, like she was saying stuff like that. So you get to know the type of person that you're dealing with. Me and Jay were asking questions like, for me, what was important to me in a relationship is that you got time. Yes, I love that you operate in your purpose. I love that you are a creative person because I'm the same way. But I need my time. So I needed to find out if he was going to make me a priority because honestly, I need to be a priority. Okay. I want you to do your work, but I need to be number one in your life. And so I asked Jay, I said, if you had a friend whose wife said that they didn't have enough time for them, what advice would you give them? And then he was able to come and say, you know what? I know some people that was like this. This is the advice that I said that they had to give. I told him that he needs to make sure his wife was first and make sure that, he supports her in this and supports her in that. And so that was important for me to hear. He didn't necessarily know where I was going with that question, but I asked the question in a way to see what kind of answer he would give. And then I came later and was like, I like that you're doing your due. But will I be a priority? He said, you'll always be number one now. Okay, listen. That's all I need.
Ask them if they got their mama in their life. If dudes or women don't got their mama, every person I know is a terrible person who mama not in their life. That's just what it is. Or if they call their mama by their first name, their life is in shambles. Trust me.
She just said, describe yourself in the swatch of paint. Yeah. So yeah, make sure y'all ask some real questions, y'all. Figure out what you really want, and then figure out a different way to ask the question. Don't ask it in a surface way where they're gonna know what you really want to hear and they just gonna fish that to you. No, give them some types of some scenarios. Put them in some situations and see how they figure it out.
Yeah. If me and your mama get into an argument, whose side you gonna jump on?
Right, that's a good. What are you looking for with that?
Right, I want to see how dedicated. If you're a mama's boy, if you just immediately, if you say mama right away, I was like, I see where this is going. You ain't even listen to my side of the story. You don't know your mama could have pulled a pistol out on me, but you on her side.
Yep. That's funny. Okay, let me go back to the question. So my uncle said, Wiley says relationship expert. You know, that's where we're going. Didn't you have a skit about this?
Which one?
A skit about what, Wiley? He said, your auntie been #1 for 50 years. That's right. Maisha said, my ex and his mama didn't get along. Wish I knew that meant he was trash back then. Okay, listen.
Hey, everybody I know who mama is not in their life or they have mama issues, men or women, are horrible people. I'm sorry if you get offended. It is what it is.
But you also got to be careful about the people who don't have their dads in their life either. Yeah. Like, that was important for me. I was like, so did you grow up in a 2-parent household? And it wasn't me trying to be like bougie or nothing like that, but there's a difference in the way that I've been treated from people who were raised by 2-parent households and those who were raised by single mothers. That is no offense to anybody that is listening. I'm talking about my experience, okay? It's been very different. My experience has been very, very different between those of a single parent household and those of a 2-parent household. I get treated a lot better from people that were raised.
That's a good one. Devonta?
He says, what's y'all take on falling for the potential of a person? I have a tendency for seeing potential and ignoring the warning signs for whatever reason. You take that first, because I can go on about that.
Okay, you can fall for someone with potential, but you have to be smart about it. They have to, okay, are you a starving artist? Do you have a job? Like, you have to have a plan in place for your potential. You can't just be like, well, I'm out here, and if something happened good, then that is what it is. But I ain't working right now, but I'm just pursuing my dream. Yeah, you're going to have a problem.
Let me tell you something. What does potential mean to you, first of all? Like, what aspect are you talking about for potential? Because I asked, look, I knew Jay was a creative person, but at the end of the day, I need to make sure that you got some money to spend on me, okay? I asked Jay, I hear what you're saying, but do you work full time? And Jay said, yes. See, now we're cooking with grease. We're cooking with grease. Gas, right? Whatever. Yeah, listen, you got to be honest.
Yeah, you need a plan. You can't just be like everybody needs a plan. You can be a creative, you can be artistic, but you got to have a plan. You can't just be like, all right, I'm going to just, if something good happened, that's good, but you got to have a plan.
Yeah. So my take on potential is that if they are potential and that's not where here's the thing. Where I feel like people get caught up in potential. We're not doing potential. And the Boss Out Academy, when I'm working with the ladies in my programs, I teach we don't do potential. And the reason why is because it becomes too draining. Like, you know exactly where you want. You've grown enough to know who you want to be and who are the types of people in relationships that you need to be involved in order to help you get there. A potential person ain't got it yet. Like, I've dated a lot of people who had potential, but I had to be the one that pushed them to keep them motivated and stuff like that. And the minute something happens, they don't have the motivation anymore. I'm not gonna keep pushing you when you can't do it for yourself. And that's not to say that they'll never get there. That means they're not ready for it right now. And in my moments, I'm all about the bag. Okay, I'm about the coins. I'm about where are we about to go? Jay was ready. Like I said, me and Jay was like, hey, you dope too. You done playing? I'm done playing too.
You don't have a penis?
Right, that's what Jay said. Jay said, I just really pray that you don't show up and have a penis. And I was like, you do not have to worry about that. Because we were just aligned. Like, I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing, and we knew where we were trying to go individually. So if individually we knew where we were about to go and we were actively pursuing that, we knew that we was going to have each other's back. And that's the way that it's been. So when it comes to potential, we don't do potential. Either they got it or they don't. That's my take on it. Wiley says, you had a skit about relationships and Uncle Pete interrupted.
I do not remember that. That brother, that was 10 years ago. I'm sorry. I don't remember what I did 2 weeks ago.
Craig said, is you good in bed? No, I ain't no good. Good. You honest. We can work on that bedroom stuff, but your honesty is a great
I'm front, it's going to be a journey.
Yeah. What you going to do? Teach me. Sure. Plan and action. The guys that were raised by their grandparents are decent.
They're decent.
I'm not gonna. No, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Do you spend money on Jay? Ask Jay.
Yep.
And this is the type of money that I spend on. Jay loves Jordans, but see, I'm thinking about his future. I done bought Jay trademarks. I done bought some stuff like that. Like, where are we about to go? That's okay. You invest in the future. I don't care about this little surface material stuff. Yes, I spend money on Jay.
And heroin.
Shut up, boy.
Okay. Not there now. What you doing? You clicked wrong. What's that?
Potential causes delays. Okay, yes, ma'am. I ain't got time for that. What if that person with potential blows up and become very successful? That's fine.
That means they had a plan in action. They had a plan.
That means that they eventually got ready. I mean, that's not my business. If somebody comes to me right now and they are ill prepared, they are ill prepared for me. I don't have time for that. Life is too short to be bothered with people who ain't got their lives together.
It all depends on where you at in your life. If you're in your 20s, yeah, somebody with potential, that's cool. But if you're on 40, never been married, and no kids, and nobody in sight, you're not really trying to do that right now. Some people just not going to do that.
Yeah. KK says, what if someone was doing well for themselves when you met them and for a while, but they are in a rough patch right now and it's lasting a little while? Do you stay because you've seen their potential?
Again, I think that's just where you at in your life. If you are on your last relationship and you're like, hey, if this don't work, I don't care if you're younger, you might have more leniency. But if you older and you ready to get down, your eggs, if you're 40-something years old, you ain't got time to be messing around with your ovaries. Like, you playing Russian roulette with your ovaries trying to have a baby.
I think KK is more so talking about like somebody was like on their game, because this happened to me before I was dating Jay. There was a guy who was very very persistent and very purpose oriented.
Mm-hmm.
He had a job. He was good. He was set for a while, but then he lost his full-time job and he started struggling. And that's when his communication got really, really bad. And so that didn't work for me. Listen, and I just asked Jay this the other day, like, how come when men like lose their job or something like that, they go into like this depression? And he had to explain to me that, men expect themselves to be providers and stuff like that. But see, the type of person that I need in my life is not the person that's just gonna who who have these challenges and then just fall off. No, I need you to go a little bit harder and understand that I'm going to have your back to make sure that things are aligned. So if there's some resources that I can give you, I need you to be able to communicate to me to figure out what's going on so I can help you out. So if it depends on where that person is and what their personality type is. If they were on point and then they, life happens, and they communicate that, hey, look, I'm in a rough patch right now, but this is where I'm trying to go. These are the moves that I'm making. We can work something out, because I know that they're still pursuing some things. They're moving. But if they are the type of person that get depressed and they just stay there and they get stuck and they don't communicate and now they got problems and attitude issues and they pushing me away, that's not going to work for me, because I'm thinking about marriage. And in a marriage, it's two people. It's not just one person. So Jay is that type of person. Jay will, if he hits a rough patch or something, he ain't lost his job or nothing, but things have come up where he was like, babe, look, this is a rough patch right now. And I'm like, okay, cool. Don't even worry about it. I got you. He was still moving. He didn't give up on himself, but he also asked for support from me. And that's what I need. I don't need nobody that's going to stay stuck because they in their fifis.
And she started selling weed to all her coworkers.
No, I did not. Anyways. Wiley says, you got a bag, Jake. Can I borrow $1? Oh, gosh. He said, I remember all your skits. Oh, that's sweet.
I don't. Jake be saying some lines.
You buying Jay Airwax. What is that?
I don't know what they.
What are you talking about?
While he's smoking crack.
What's up, family? Hey, Mike.
Mike Watson.
Okay. So another question came in earlier. Can you be married and still ask for space? I'll let Jay take this one.
Space for what? Like, I go in another room, yeah. Like, but if you leave, you go.
Okay, so because I know who did this question, I'll answer.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay and I are both introverts in our own right. So looking at us and knowing what we do, people would be like, they are not introverts, they are extroverts. No, we are definitely introverts. Jay and I can sit there in the same room and be quiet for hours. And we just in our own little space working or doing whatever. That's who we are, introverts. Can you be married and still offer space? Yes, I would say yes. And the reason why I can say that is because, like, me and Jay, like, we are very connected to our family. And sometimes I'll go to Jay's parents with him, or sometimes he'll come to my parents' house with me. But other times we'll just be separated and we'll be with our own individual families. That's our way of giving each other space. Like, okay, you going over there, I'll be over here. So it's not like we don't come to the table and say, babe, look, I just think we need some space. It's not like a breakup type of space. It's like, you go over there for a few hours, I'm going to be over here for a few hours.
Who's watching Cobra Kai today?
He's talking about him and his mama. They're watching
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
On Netflix.
Okay. Are they paying you to say that? Because if not... Okay, thank you. It was called You Are the Problem. Wiley says. Oh, and then you respond. Okay. So, I hope we answered that question. And then I believe in taking trips too. Like, I am a travel person. Jay, not so much, but he's getting better. I will take a trip in a minute. That's my space. But I would love for him to come with me. He thinks about work first. I don't.
I'm not going nowhere now. We're supposed to go somewhere. We were supposed to go somewhere in November, but
yeah, we were supposed to go to LA.
Otherwise.
Yeah. So that's that. The other question.
What is Gina's question? Oh, shit.
You did that on purpose. The next question is, do gender roles still exist?
Yes. They do.
Why you say that?
Because you ain't taking no garbage up.
You got that right. Yes, gender roles still exist, okay?
If you think not, and you live in Chicago, clean your own snow off your car.
Listen, okay? I'm not doing none of that. Now we are in the era of the independent woman, and there are women who are like, who say that they don't need men, they don't need a man and stuff like that. That's never been my conversation with nobody, because I absolutely need my man. I need him to do all the stuff that I'm not gonna do. I need him to take the garbage out. I need him to make sure that I'm financially okay.
Yeah, I ain't taking no garbage out.
I need to make sure that I am financially okay. I need him to make sure that I need him to what else should be doing around here?
Pumping gas.
He pumps my gas. Like, we meet up at the gas station and he fills my tank up. I hardly touch. The only time I have to pump my gas is if he's not around and I'm like on E. But other than that,
you said me.
Other than that, my husband takes care of that for me. He does all things car related. He does the stuff that I'm just not gonna do. He wakes up in the morning, get the snow off my car. All of that stuff I'm just not gonna do. So yes, gender roles do exist. I do my duties. Making sure things are straight most of the time. I do the cooking. Yeah, I do that stuff. Devontae, you crazy. Gina said, and I'm not cleaning no snow off my car. And I'm not pumping my own gas if you with me. Devontae say, no manual label over here.
Make his chicken nuggets.
I need someone to... Gina. Oh, me? I don't make Jay chicken nuggets. I need somebody to start my car. Girl, listen. I'm trying to get Jay to put this remote starter on my car, but he's like, what's the point if we're not going to be here? So I'm like, you know what? You're right. But we're going to think about it, though. Jay is a good brother, always have been. Yep, he is. That's my sugar. That's my sugar. This was a good one. Let's say you've manifested your partner and they fuck up. How do you decipher between ups and downs and hell nah?
What's the fuck up, though? What is your fuck up? Might be different. What is a fuck up?
You talking about me?
A cheating fuck up, or I can't get my stuff together, mess up, or I mess up money, or what's their definition of fuck up?
Okay, I'm gonna just respond and see if they respond with clarification. You've manifested your partner and they fuck up. How do you decipher between ups and downs and hell no? Hell no is like, it cannot be repaired. The ups and downs is like Jay said, is it money related, or maybe they lost their job, or something like that, where it's like, dang, I made a mistake. If it's like an honest mistake, those are ups and downs. The fuck ups are like, it ain't no coming back from that.
I took your income tax check and I spent it on a PS5. What is that? That's ups and downs. I went in your account and got $600 out real quick.
We're gonna have to fight it out. We're gonna have to fight it out.
Ups and downs? You thought about it.
Because the way that I look at money is like, money is not the end all be all. I feel like financial stuff, I can work through financial stuff.
Right.
The hell nah is like what my girl right here says. Sharon says, hell nah is cheating. Cheating, like you're being emotionally attached to somebody, or you have the potential to be. We got problems.
Right.
We got some real problems right there, and that's a real fuck up. So the deciphering factor is, can you move past it or can you not? If you know that you honestly cannot move past it, it's a hell no. Ups and downs are like, can I push through? Okay, this is a situation. Yes, it hurt. This is a situation. Yes, I'm mad, but can I move past it? Can we work this out? If the answer is yes, those are the ups and downs. Mm-hmm. If it's like if they fuck up and you cannot get past it, it hurts and it's going to keep hurting and it's going to keep stinging and it's going to keep coming up and you can't trust that person no more, it's a hell no.
Mike said, but they flipped that PS5 for double. If somebody went and bought a PS5 with money out your account. But they flipped it, though. It's still bad.
So they went and bought it, but then they about to resell it?
Yeah, resell it.
Oh, okay. But see, the problem is that you didn't communicate. It's not the problem that it was $600. The problem is,
say no.
No, we need to talk about stuff. So what you say? We need to have a conversation about anything that's over $100.
If you loan somebody anything over $100, that's ass whooping territory.
Come on, Wiley, come through with the info. Send it to my husband. Send that info to my husband so he can get that remote starter on me.
That's a good one.
Hook me up. Mabel says, y'all so cute. Thank you.
You see, look at that question.
Forgivable or must burn it down?
No, not that one.
Okay. Are boundaries in marriage different from the boundaries you set while you were in the dating phase with the person you ended up marrying? Or is it like a conversation that needs to be had after marriage to update the boundary settings? I'm like, Devontae, you're really thinking tonight. You are really thinking tonight.
I think they're the same. You can't come home the next day.
So it depends on what your dating situation looks like. Because me and Jay lived together while we were in a relationship. So here, let's break it down like this. So when you are dating to me is much different than being in a relationship. So the dating phase means that there is not a commitment. Dating is, I can see you on Monday. I can go somewhere else on Tuesday. I can be with somebody else on Wednesday. And then I can go back to my Monday person on Thursday. Like, to me, that's dating. That means, like, I can do whatever the hell I want to, and you don't have the right to ask me no questions about what I'm doing unless you really want the truth. And so that, to me, is dating. Those boundaries are very loose unless there is a conversation that is had about there being a commitment within that relationship and what those boundaries are looking like. When me and Jay got into a committed relationship, we had a conversation about boundaries. And when we lived together, that was also a different conversation because now we live together. So you're not about to come home anytime other night. Which for us, it was almost the same because we just wanted to be around each other all the time anyway.
I don't go out.
Jay definitely don't really go out. I do. But if I was ever out too late or something, or I knew I was going to be out late with the girls, I'll just be like, Jay, I'm going to be home a little late. And he would know. So in a marriage, I think when you are in a relationship going into a marriage, those boundaries are the same because you have to be prepared for marriage. I don't think that you can look at somebody and say, oh, I want to marry them, and their boundaries are not solid. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Rhonda said the commitment started with dating. Yeah.
I don't think the commitment starts with dating. The commitment does not start with dating. Dating is, I can see whoever I want to see until a conversation is had.
Seriously dating.
When you are in a relationship, that's where the commitment is.
You're a serial dater.
Who?
You.
You can do whatever you want to do unless a conversation is had. Mia says, so do y'all have a discussion when you buy Jordans? So the Jordans either come out of Jay's account, personal. So we have our own personal accounts, and then we have a joint account. Jordan's not coming out of the joint account. I'll buy the Jordans out of my personal account if I want to buy some for him, or he'll buy them out of his own personal account. So that don't even matter.
The cocaine account. We got that.
Wiley says, see John Fox, tell him Wiley sent you. Okay, you talking about something else. Because I'm genuinely confused. My boundaries all messed up. I'm working on them now. We'll talk, Devontae. Respect then and now, committed versus dating.
Dating with intention.
The commitment started with dating. Dating with intention. I think that my only thing is that you need to have a conversation. You cannot put expectations on people and expect that things are just okay. Like they're just gonna fall in line. If we are not in a committed relationship, you cannot tell me what to do. If we have not had a conversation about you wanting to date exclusively, you cannot tell me what to do. So my boundaries can be loose if I choose them to be.
Okay, look, when the condom come off and it's unprotected sex,
the conversation needs to be had before that happens. And the conversation needs to happen before that even takes place.
We're in a relationship.
A conversation needs to happen before that even takes place.
Before the condom come off?
Yes. Yes. That's where people get messed up at. Because see, when things are unclear, now you got a lot of men that do what they want to do. Yes. A lot of men to be out here doing whatever they want to do because why? A conversation was not had. Now, when conversations are had about having a committed relationship, or even if you just say, okay, we don't want to be in a relationship right now, but we want to date exclusively, then you need to define what exclusive means. And I even hate that. What is dating exclusively? That's a relationship.
Yeah, I
hate when people say that. Just say we in a relationship. Why are you dating exclusively? What? No, we're together.
Take it easy.
People be pissing me off because these are the conversations. These are the topics that I get all the time. It make me mad.
People like fucking around. You need to accept that,
and that's fine. Be clear. Mm-hmm. Be clear in that though, because if somebody is just fucking around, then they don't just have to fuck around with you unless a conversation is had. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No, I was saying because Jay said that y'all have to have a conversation on anything over $100. That's mostly from our joint account, Mia. Some women wouldn't agree to separate accounts and one joint account. I think it's a great idea. No, we have to because me and Jay have businesses and stuff, and we be spending money, but we got to make sure our household runs. So,
uh-oh, here we go. Now it's getting juicy.
Hold on, wait.
Oh boy.
Wait. Where we at? Talking about Gina's question? Mm-hmm. For people who have been married for years, like 40 plus years, and they grow apart, is there such a thing as being too old for divorce, whereas you just stay and operate as a partnership?
If it's unbearable, like y'all at each other's throats, but if y'all can come to an agreement, then hey, y'all got equity in the house, you know, hey, do your thing, be a partnership. But if you can't take it no more, then get out.
My opinion on this is that if you've been married for 40 plus years, I think it's important. Oh, that's kind of hard for me because I'm all about being happy. So sometimes people, when you're together for so long, happiness is not necessarily created in the marriage. You find other ways to create happiness. for me, and Jay know this too, but when we got together, I said, I need us to invest in our marriage because I cannot have a boring marriage. I don't want no boring marriage. I need my marriage to be nice and juicy and spicy. I need us to be doing some stuff. I need us to learn about each other all the time because that's what I need. But for people who are older and they've been married much longer, sometimes, like I said, they just create happiness somewhere else, and then it becomes more of a friendship because things start happening when you get older, like, you know, the libido and stuff. The libido, you know, is not as juicy as it used to be, or they may have like health issues and things like that that kind of take precedence, and then yeah, I think it might be best to kind of just operate as a partnership, maybe.
Unless it's bad. Unless
it's real bad, yeah, like what Jay said.
Or emotionally, like, draining.
Yeah.
Let's get out, man. Because you don't want to be that 50-year-old woman in jail for murdering her husband. Like,
that's true. Yeah. Because I like, you make a lot of investments with each other. If you've been married for 40 years, I wish Uncle Milton was still on here because he could have probably answered that or chimed in on that. But he said those conversations are mostly lies until sex has been had. Then confidence is there to speak about your true intentions, both men and women. I agree. How important is emotional intelligence in a relationship? Can you properly emotionally support your significant other when you're lacking in that department? I feel like marriage... The cat just got Jay. Sorry. I feel like marriage for me is more of a business. So can you properly keep that business afloat without the emotional aspect of it? Sorry for the long questions. No, these are great. Do you want to answer?
No, you can go.
You forgot. Okay. I'm going to read it again. How important is emotional intelligence in a relationship? So let's answer that first.
Okay. Very important.
It's very important. Somebody got to have everybody needs to have a stable head, okay? Or know how to operate within their emotions. You can't have somebody that's just off the wall when things happen. They want to start throwing stuff, or they even ready to stab you.
That was one of the questions we had our counseling. How do you deal with stress? Did he say? Yeah. How do you deal with stress? Do you walk away? Because, like, you walking away from it, that's bad, and you lashing out, that's bad. So it's like, how do you deal with stress? That was one of the main questions that the pastor asked.
Can you properly emotionally support your significant other when you're lacking in that department? If you're lacking, probably not. I feel like marriage for me is more of a business. So can you properly keep that business afloat without the emotional aspect of it? I think people, like, if we go back to Gina's question about people being like 40 plus, you know, in a marriage or whatever, people can keep the business afloat, but again, it goes back to how are you like managing your behavior. And I think it's an important question to ask the person, or even test a little bit to see how they do when they get mad. Like, push the envelope a little bit. Like, how are they reacting? Like, are they ready to slit your throat because they just that mad, or are they do they walk away? Do they just get really quiet and shut down, or like what happens? And I think it's important to have that communication so that you figure that out. Right. I think the only way that you can truly support your partner is through communication. There's I went to a conference last year, and there was this guy there, and I thought it was brilliant, but there was this guy there who talked about learning disabilities, and he said that he had a learning disability, and he had to let his partners know that he had this learning disability. So, like, don't ask me to write out things about cards, you know, in cards. Don't ask me to write if you see something that I wrote to you and it has some misspelled words or, you know, things that are a little bit backwards, like, no, I'm very intelligent, but it's gonna look a little funny. He had to be able to communicate that. What you laughing at? This man was brilliant. Oh, okay. Okay. So, I think it's important that you communicate. Gina, what are you saying? Because you got my man over here acting crazy. You got to be able to have that conversation with them and be clear in that. Okay, what's the next question, Jay?
Let's see.
Wait, we got to go back to Mike.
He had a statement.
Some people are gonna jump. What? Are gutter from the jump, and usually that's who I am drawn to. I just don't end up in a relationship with them. I'm changing the narrative though.
Veronica.
What to do if you don't talk to this person every day and they keep telling you they love you and get frustrated when you tell them you want to talk more?
Are y'all in a long distance relationship? Now let them answer that, and then we'll come back to that one. I go to Mabel's.
How do you get the spark back once it's gone? People tend to get comfortable.
Sometimes you gotta eat that butthole. You gotta toss a salad when all else fails. Go to Club Brown Eye, get that spark back. That don't work. How you know?
Shut up, man. Shut up. You're gross.
Right, you gotta do something crazy. You gotta role play. You know, be Bill Cosby. He can be Bill Cosby. You can be the drunk lady. Just role play. Do something crazy. It's plenty of stuff on YouTube to just go outside of the box. What? You didn't like the brown eye answer.
Mabel, the second half of what he said, I agree with. Just figure out different ways to be creative. Ask questions. I think me and Jade, like I said, we do a good job of communicating. When things feel like they're a little flat, I'm like, tell me something about you that I don't know, just in case. Because Jay, like, we're introverted people, so sometimes we're in our head and it's almost like we're having a conversation with that person, but we probably ain't had like a real conversation in a while. So, you know, we just have conversations. Something else that my mom taught me is that pick a topic from any topic utilizing the letters A through Z, and you could pick C. And if they say they want to talk about cake, then you can say, oh, do you remember our wedding cake? Or, oh, do you like this kind of cake? What's your favorite kind of cake? And have you baked a cake before? Yeah, you know, like, I ruined the cake this one time. It tasted real good, but it was ugly. Like, should we bake a cake together? Yeah, let's try to bake a cake together. So, like, those are different ways that you can just kind of keep digging and finding new information about the person. JD grandfather told me the secret to a marriage is only one person goes crazy at a time. I like that. Okay, this is the question that had Jay over here acting crazy. So let's see. Go ahead, read it, Jay.
What if you found out your partner had a same-sex partnership and you feel betrayed and upset about it? I know someone who left their partner for their dishonesty, but they got attacked on Twitter for being biphobic, and that's a thing. And they said it's none of their business who their previous partners were. According to HIV and hepatitis, yes, it is.
What if you find out your partner had a same-sex partnership and you feel betrayed and upset about it? I know someone who left their partner for their dishonesty, but they got attacked on Twitter for being biphobic, and they said it's none of their business who their previous partners were.
I think that should be discussed.
It absolutely must be.
It has to be discussed because it got to be discussed. Like, you know, if somebody slept with a dog, you want to know that too, right? Or what, you animal phobic? If you don't like that, needs to be discussed. Her mother asked me if I had any relationships with a man. When I went over there and said, I want to marry your daughter, I want to marry the daughter, her mother's like, have you ever had sex with a man? I'm like, did you hear my question?
Let me tell you something. Listen, we do not play games, okay? Yeah. My mama do not be playing no games. So I asked you that question too when we first started dating. Like, you gotta get to know these people. See, here's my thing. Ask as many questions as you possibly can. And if you find out later that they lied to you, that's grounds for an ass whooping. Okay? Either you beat their ass and leave or just leave, okay? But either way, you're leaving at the end of the day. Especially when it comes to something like that.
Ladies, trust me, you're gonna be upset to find out that you and your man like sucking balls. Trust me, you're gonna be pissed off if you find that out later.
I would totally be upset if I found out my man was sucking balls.
I don't care what the situation. He could be a president of the United States. You found out he had a ball in his mouth. Situation's gonna change.
Oh my god! Listen, okay.
Okay. Veronica.
Wait, Devontae.
Oh, we forgot her question.
We didn't forget.
She said no long distance. So, what does that mean?
Okay.
Y'all just like stop communicating.
Hold on, wait. Let's go back to the question. She said, "What do you do if you don't talk to this person every day and they keep telling you that they love you and get frustrated when you tell them that they want to talk more?" It sounds like they probably just want to smash.
Yeah, they're trying to hit.
Yeah, and they think that telling you that they love you is gonna get that.
Because guys don't want you giving that thing up to no other guy, but he want to do whatever you want to do.
No, love is. I don't care about what nobody say about love. And we're gonna roll. Ronnie, this is gonna go into Devontae's question, so I'm gonna answer all right here. Also, is love enough? I'll go right there first. Is love enough? Hell no, it is not enough. No. I don't care what they say. Love, what does love got to do with it, okay? Because it don't mean nothing to me to just say that you love me. Or no, I need a little bit more from you. More than love is what I need. I need some action. I need to see it. I need to know where your head at. I need to know where you're going, and if I want to ride with you or not, or if I'm gonna meet you there, whatever. No, I remember when me and Jay first started talking, he showed me. I was in Texas for 2 weeks. Within his 2 weeks, Jay sent me all of his content that he had done. So like all of the movies, all of the sketches, like the worst of the sketches with butt naked girls and all types of crazy stuff. He showed it to me and I was like really impressed. I was like, you're going all the way to the top. Jay did not say, beat me there or nothing like that. He didn't say beat me there. He didn't say meet me there. Jay was like, are you coming with me? Hell yeah, I'm coming with you. Hell yeah, I'm coming with you. That's all I needed. I needed to know that Jay's mind was like, this is me already. Like that was like week 1 when we were talking about all of this, stuff. Like, what you want? You good? Yeah. Jay, you going all the way to the top. Like, I see it. You got it. Like, what you want? And he was like, are you coming with me? That was all I needed. Jay's mind was already there. He knew exactly what he wanted. So is love enough? No, it's not. Like, I need some action. I need to know where you're going and who you got with you. Because if my name don't come up in the conversation, it's a no. The rest of his stuff is the media is filled with success stories of these rappers and their women and going through those fighting demon phases men tend to go through, and they stick with it because of love and love only. Is that healthy?
No, I think they're together because of money.
I agree. Do I say Gina? Gina said, I just hope I don't get them canceled. Steven says, yo, hey, Steven. Negative. Wait, y'all crazy. Where we at? Not Club Brown. Just get some grapes, right, Jay? Everybody's like, Jay, how do you tell your partner they're gaining weight?
Hey, you gonna work out?
Yeah, probably like, hey, you want to work out? What's funny is Jay will not tell me that I'm gaining weight. Like, I clearly gained weight since the wedding. And I be looking in the mirror like, Jay, I'm getting chunky, ain't I? He was like, I ain't said nothing. I don't see nothing. I ain't said nothing. He will not touch that for me. But I think a good way to tell your partner that they're gaining weight is to just have conversation. Hey, I think we should work out together. Hey, let's get healthy. I think it's good to go to address it from a healthy perspective.
I was gonna say, hey, I think your penis tastes like mild sauce. You might want to work out more. That's a bad way to approach it. I'm just saying.
Your penis tastes like mild sauce.
Yeah, I mean, love is an action word. I'm reading questions.
You crazy. What? Yes, it will definitely change if you got balls on your upper lip. Lies equals catching these hands, then you catching my dad's hands. Okay? Love is an action word. Yes, ma'am. Love is an action word. Yes.
But that's what I was saying too.
Happy New Year.
Go back to that question.
What?
Because if a guy found out that his woman, he's less likely to be upset if he found out his woman had the same sex relationship, as opposed to when a woman found out a guy had one. A guy would be like, oh, he must have been drunk. But
because for some weird reason, men think that that's attractive to have two women that like each other. Like, what is that?
Who likes that?
You want me to stab you?
I'm asleep.
Men think that is attractive. It is not attractive.
Yeah, guys. Two women kissing and rubbing each other's titty balls and butts. And that's disgusting, fellas. What's wrong with y'all? Like in lesbians, supple hands and smooth skin kissing on each other. Who wants to see that?
You think you funny, don't you? You really think you funny, and you not.
I'm just saying.
You so irritating.
And he said, fucking. I don't know what that means, but he had to get that off his chest.
Yeah, I don't even know what he answered. The ones I say, Lord Jesus. No, for real though. If you found out that I was a lesbian, you would be okay with that?
There's a difference between a lesbian and you made out with somebody in college. Like, if you was a whole lesbian, like, you was dating somebody with a haircut like me for like a few months, that's different as opposed to, I got drunk and me and this girl started kissing in college. No big deal. That's two different things. But if you was out there dating somebody that looked like Manny Fresh and they had breasts, that's a problem. We gotta have a discussion about that. Like, do you still like that?
I'm about to ask this question from earlier, and then we'll come back to y'all, okay? What steps need to be taken in order to move towards marriage? You can take it, Jay.
What steps need to be taken? You need to forget about all of the happiness you had. Now, well, it helped. We had a great pastor who put us through like a class, like counseling.
We had premarital counseling,
and it was dope because he was a real pastor. He didn't try to give those holier than thou questions or whatever. He said some real stuff. And we had to ask each other questions like, damn, I never really thought about that. We got to think about certain things he was talking about. Mm-hmm. So whenever you think you've asked enough questions, it's like 100 more questions that you need to ask. Different scenarios that you're going to go through. What happens when money gets low? Is it ever acceptable to take money from another man? Meaning any man.
That was a good question.
Your father, your uncle, any man. Is it ever acceptable for your wife to go behind your back and take money from another man, no matter who that man is? You gotta think about that. You don't know if you're gonna be mad or you be like, all right, give me $10 while you're at it. You don't know until it happens, but you gotta have that. You gotta ask that question.
Yep. So I think that's a good question. I think premarital counseling is important for sure, but also making sure that you all are in a healthy state of mind. Like, make sure that if you have a list of things that you desire to have in a person and they check all of those boxes, I think those boxes need to be checked before you say, yes, I'm down for a marriage. And that's not to say that this person have to be perfect. If there's something, a box that's not checked, let's say you wanted them to be like, let's say your ideal person was like 6 feet and they like 5'7".
I feel attacked. I feel attacked right now. That was an unprovoked attack. I was just joking about the lesbian. You went for the good one. I'm liking people comments and damn.
Listen, I'm just playing, babe.
Height joke.
I'm just playing. No, but okay, I'm just playing. If the ideal person is to be 6 feet and they like 5'7", and you can't check that box, you have to decide, okay, is this something that I could live with, or can I not live with them? Because like women, like we like to be able to wear our heels with our person, and if we can't wear our heels, then we kind of feel a certain type of way. I'm married to your ass, so you need to go somewhere. I just wear shorter heels now. But it's okay. I like it. I love you, babies. No, I was answering the question, babe. Jeez. Okay. Back to y'all questions. Dating an ex. After a while, dating an ex. Okay, after a while and they've shown growth, how can you ensure that they ain't still for the streets and ready to be with you? So after a while and they've shown growth, how can you ensure that they ain't still for the streets and ready to be with you? I think you need to take them back through the dating process. Ask all of the questions up front. You treat them like you don't know them, like you ain't never dated them before. I think what happens when you start dating exes is that you revert back to when you knew them. But if they have truly grown, you need to get to know them again and press the envelope to see where they at for real.
Why you just saying something? I just saw it. Just kind of put me back, brother.
Okay.
What the hell?
Hold on. Jay's about to die. Pray for Jay. It's over. Life over. Jay played too much. What if a man got drunk and kissed another man? Is it the same thing as just college, Jay? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Brother, you need to tell us something. You can't begin to heal until you talk about it, Wiley. So, go ahead.
This is a YouTube question. Hi, I don't know who AW is, but AW says, given your experience, which is better, getting married young, pre-25-year-old, or older, 30 plus? I'll let you take that because you were married before.
Yeah, that first one was bullshit. Like, I was not ready to get married. And I think most men on average are not ready until after they're 30 years old. Honestly. It can be done. I've seen it done early, but the average guy, like guys that I know, after 30 is when you should be getting married.
And from my perspective, I'm 32 now.
30 what?
I'm 32.
Mm-hmm.
We got married when I was 31. And Jay met me 4 months before I was turning 30 or whatever.
In your 20s.
I was 29. So anyways, back to the answer. I don't think that I would have been ready at 25 to get married. At 25, I was still trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I was doing my purpose work. I was a life coach at 25. I was doing my thing. I was working full time, but I don't think that I had the mindset now that I did back then. I didn't have the mindset back then that I do have now. Back then I was very work oriented. I worked a lot and I didn't have grace for people. I didn't have patience. It came in handy, okay, because this guy here is pretty great. But now I have more of a balance. I can have fun. I can enjoy my relationship. I can I'm in a good space professionally, but also personally. And I did a lot of work to get there as far as like healing work and stuff like that. He said, Wiley said, just buy Jay some heels too.
That's a good question.
Mike said, y'all are perfect for each other, no filters. Thanks, Mike.
That's a good question.
What's the question?
Is it unrealistic, that one?
Okay. Maisha says, is it unrealistic to have a checklist of what you're looking for in a mate if you have been single for a significant amount of time?
Okay. You want to go?
Go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with a checklist, but this all depends on where you're at in your life. So if, you're early in your life, you got the checklist, this is what I want, this is what I'm put up with, that's cool. But say you get into your late 30s, you're still single, no kids. Then you got to look at your checklist and reevaluate it and say, hey, man, my list ain't working because everything on this list I've been looking for has not worked out for me. So you just got to reevaluate your list. Because if you've been trying to get the tall, 6'5" dude, handsome with money, and you keep getting beat up, then your way ain't working.
You gotta be a little bit more specific in that list.
Yeah.
And really think about what's really, really important. I don't think it's unrealistic to have a checklist. I think you need to have a checklist, but you may not know what needs to go on that checklist if you haven't truly dated to figure out what you like and what you don't like. Sometimes, like, we just don't know what we like until we have that experience. So dating.
And a lot of times what you like and what you want may not be what's for you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
See? I've said it before. Fellas, if you like the model chick and you under 200 pounds and you can't fight, maybe you shouldn't date model chicks because somebody's going to try to take your chick at some point. It's going to happen. You might not be emotionally ready to deal with that. So, hey, do you really want the fine chick all the time? Or you want the strong 7?
Am I a strong 7?
No, baby, you're a 10.
Because I just felt attacked for a minute.
You're perfect. It worked out. I can fight.
Okay. I only said that because Jay said that if a woman kissed another woman in college while she was drunk doesn't make her a lesbian, just giving him a hard time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know. We got you. Is it cheating if your girl is pen pals with the prisoner? Yeah, because that prisoner is gonna come looking for you.
You're like Snoop and Baby Boy.
Okay, coming straight to your house. I agree. I got married first time at 20 to someone older by 7 years. As I grew older, he didn't. Second time around, we were both over 30 and we were both in better places, both emotionally and financially. Thanks, Mary. Question for the fellas. Do you look at women differently if she is single over 35 with no kids?
It's definitely a warning sign. Because you telling me at this 35 years on this planet, nobody tried to put a ring on you or nobody wanted to go raw up in you? I'm going to say what happened. What's going on? It's true. 35 and nobody.
How do you know? Wait, how do you know that somebody didn't want to marry them? Maybe they wanted to get married,
but it's a red flag.
Okay.
Just like you probably thinking like, damn, like Jay is 38 with no kids. This nigga gay as sick. What's wrong with her? Like, something's not right.
So I questioned why you didn't have kids.
Exactly.
But I was grateful that you didn't have any.
See? But you're going to ask that question, like, what's wrong with her?
So just reevaluate and be more specific with the list, but be careful not to lower your standards, right? Or should the standard be lowered if you're up in age and you're still single? I liked her question.
Your standards shouldn't be lowered, but you should, like, reevaluate the list. Like, I need a man to make 6 figures. Like, you know, you can make 80,000 and be cool. So, you know, just rethink it.
You have to think about what's important. When you were younger, you probably wanted the surface stuff. So for example, when I was younger, I knew that I wanted somebody that probably owned a business, and I wanted somebody who was fine. I wanted somebody who was like 6 feet so I could wear my heels. I wanted somebody that like that's pretty much what I wanted. That was my checklist. So a lot of people was able to get through that list because they hit those checklists. But as I got older, I realized that I had some stuff missing from my list. I don't need you to just be 6 feet, but I need you. Maybe you don't have to be 6 feet. Maybe I need you to, like, are you working in your purpose? Okay, I need to know, did you ever hit a female before? Okay, because I've been hit in my past. Are you going to hit me? You 6 feet and 250 pounds and you just slapped the hell out of me. Like, I don't need nobody that's 6 feet, but are you 5'7" and are you going to slap me? Like, that's what I need to know. Okay, like, you start figuring out what's missing from your list. Do they live in a 2-parent household, or did they grow up in a 2-parent household? I mean, do they what do you do when you're angry? Like, these are things that you need to ask. Like, how much debt you got? What's your credit report looking like? So when I was younger, the things that I was looking for was more surfaced. But as I got older, I need to know some deeper things about you, because we're talking about marriage now. I don't have time to be playing around no more. This ain't just to be cute. This is like lifelong stuff.
I remember this is the way my list was. When I was in my 20s, I was like, man, I don't need somebody that's fine with no kids. Then I got to my 30s, like, yeah, maybe 1 kid's all right. When I got over 35, like, as long as you don't got a penis, we can make this work.
Oh my God. 2-part question. Since you both waited 30 plus to get married, did you date between 25 to 30 years old? Right. If so, were you dating during that period to meet your future husband, wife, or just for fun? Okay. Were you dating before we met, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was dating all the time.
So yeah, the man when I met her, or when I saw the pool party.
Well, we weren't together. We were broken up, but we were there as friends.
Y'all not friends no more.
No. We're not friends anymore. So yes, I think it's important that you date. But here's the thing about dating. Like I mentioned earlier, don't just ask those surface questions, and also don't just date surface dating. And what I mean by that is just the cute stuff. Like, movie and a dinner is boring. Okay, like, you are not really learning much about the person. Just going to dinner is not that fun. But if you put them in certain situations in your dating experiences, you get to learn a little bit more about them. Maybe taking them to say, hey, do you want to go skydiving? Maybe you get to see if they are afraid of heights. If this is something that they're interested in, are they an adrenaline junkie? Are they not an adrenaline junkie? How do they react when they are afraid? Like, you need to kind of put that person in a situation so you really get to see them in action and not just hear what they got to say. That's why, like, I loved dating, because I used to, like, put people in situations like, how about we do this? How about we go on the boat? How about we do this? You know, like, What is axe throwing? Like, I took Jay axe throwing, and I got to learn more about him. He's good with the axe, not that good with the gun. I'm good with the gun. Jay,
how somebody catch me out in the street.
Jay is good with the axe though. So we would chop and shoot your ass if you try to come in.
Horrible death. That is a horrible death. Chop and shoot.
We will. I got the gun. Jay got the axe though. And so that was good to see that, you know, even to see that different dynamic. So, you know, put people in situations, do something different. See if they like what type of picnics they like, what type of food they like. When me and Jay started dating, I let him pick my food items off the menu. Like, I didn't order for myself. I was like, the only thing you can't pick for me is like pork. I don't eat no pork. And so he ordered from there. And he did pretty good. He was kind of safe. He went with the pasta, but it was good.
Well, why? Where you at right now?
Okay, felons. Gina said felons need love too. Nope, it ain't cheating. I ain't telling best friend. Okay, go ahead, Jay. Do you all want kids? Yes, we do.
Yep.
No, Jay is 40. I'm 32.
30. What did you say? 33? I hear you.
I'm 32. Thank you. Maisha said, but why? What if she's goal-oriented or took precautions to prevent pregnancy? Or what if the engagement didn't work out the way that she wanted to?
I'm not saying that's a deal breaker, but I'm going to ask. Because that's like, for a woman, like 35, no kids, like, I'm just going to ask, like, can you not have kids? I just want to know. That's just a red flag. Like, yeah, maybe it didn't work out, but I got to know. Because that's just not common. Like, you're not married or have no kids.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want kids. That's cool. But I would just have to ask that question.
Devontae said, I'm about to be out here asking for social security numbers. I can't wait for my next day. And my Uncle Tim said, a 2-parent household is going to be hard to come by.
Oh, yeah, it is. But
you need to, if they don't come from a 2-parent household, you need to see where they getting their influences from. Yeah. It can't just be women. I need to know that there's some type of balance somewhere, like men and women. Like, do your uncle step up to the plate? Like what? Yeah. It gotta be something. But we're gonna wrap it up. We've been on here for a long time. I need to get some ice cream.
What time is it? Okay, that's my bedtime.
Yes, it's 11:20. You got any last words?
No. We out here in these streets.
All right, y'all. We are heading out for the night. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Man, we got some stuff that's coming up too. So be on the lookout. Whoop.
And share Crystal's new cartoon.
Share my new cartoon. Bye.